Quick question. 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 Quick question.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Quick Question. I am Travis.
I am Jonathan.
We are joined in Studio QQ.
Is that what we're calling it?
That's what I call it sometimes. Just feels pretty to me, right? It makes it sound a little more official.
Studio QQ.
QQ,
It's
right?
like Studio 54, but Studio QQ.
Yeah. This is awkward.
Why is this awkward?
Well,
Tell me, Travis, why is this awkward?
oh, boy. Our guest happens to be somebody else I also podcast with.
Oh,
John.
the other man.
The other man in our pod triangle.
You're lucky he's cute.
He is the main puppeteer behind the Unpops Network.
The man who pulls the strings.
pulled the strings. He is a great comedy writer, a great comedian, and a great friend. Welcome to Quick Question, everybody. Mr. Adam Tod Brown.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Great to have you here, man.
Yeah.
You might have heard Adam on shows like Unpopular Opinion, or maybe you like Limp Bizkit and you've listened to all of $3 Pod Y'all, or maybe you like Nirvana and you've listened to all of Heart Shaped Pod.
Yeah. I know you all too well, Adam.
Maybe you
know
like
you all too well.
maybe you just like Adam. Adam's just a good dude. He's just a good dude.
There was a Nirvana song playing when I got in the Uber to come over here that felt appropriate.
Wait, what's the accent from? Where are you
I'm
from?
from Illinois. I'm a
Get out of here.
Bears fan.
Oh, shit.
What part of Illinois? Southern?
Peoria.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so right central Illinois.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I went to University of Illinois down in Champaign.
Oh,
and
nice.
that's when Travis got booted off another podcast.
All right, so let's jump into it.
No. I want you two to like
Well, you
each
gotta
other.
give him-
If you two got to know
You
each
got
other.
to give him a present first.
Oh, right.
Oh, there's a present?
Everybody who comes to Studio QQ
Oh, this
gets
is exciting.
a bag of oranges.
Very nice.
I have a giant orange tree out there, so that's yours.
Oh, nice. Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, because,
I'm going to eat these. That's what I'm going to do with
No,
those.
don't eat them. They're poisonous.
You have to put them in the fridge first before you eat them. They're much better when they're
I'm
cold.
just going to play with them through the whole
Yeah, please
episode.
do. Oh, God, everybody loves that noise.
You know what this is kind of like? It's kind of like you're having an affair on your wife, and then all three of you go to dinner together.
Right. And you're like, no, we're just work friends. Why would you think anything?
But then it turns out to be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. And then
Why are you taking your pants off, Adam?
and then everybody fucks. All right. Well, Adam Tod Brown, if that is your real name.
It is not.
It's not?
No, it is.
Okay. I've known Adam for a while. I didn't know it was. Oh, my God, are you in the witness protection?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I'd say being a major podcast network is probably the worst way to be in the witness protection.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Don't you think?
Amazing. I'm just going to throw like random interjections.
John's not here. We just have a John Sadowski soundboard anytime I need to know.
Outstanding. Dynamite.
Oh, that was a wrong button. That was a J.J. Walker button.
So, ATB, you know the routine on Quick Questions. You're going to pull something out of the Jar of Questions.
Why do you call it that?
because it's a jar and it's filled with questions.
Oh, okay.
Inside are no answers, only questions.
Only questions.
All right. Am I
So-
doing this
get
right
in there.
now?
Pick it wisely.
It might also be an ice bucket of questions. If I think of what
I
is
think it's a
that?
vase.
A vase?
All right.
All right, here we go.
The vase
I got it.
of questions.
Quick question.
Uh-oh.
How do you feel about lying, and is the truth subjective?
Oh, shit. I wrote that one.
Wow.
I wrote that one.
That is
Yeah.
a heavy question.
Yeah. You
How
know
do
what
you
else
feel
you could have pulled out, too, is how do you feel about porn? So there's really all
actually-
kinds of questions in there.
we had this guest Joy on, who like works with a lot with like sex trafficking like charities, like to not charities that do sex trafficking, but like anti.
Wait, what's a charity that does sex trafficking?
And we're like, you know what? All right, we have to be prepared to answer any question that somebody pulls out of there as well. So let's just get rid of all the sexual ones, all that weird stuff. And we must have missed one because the first question Joy pulls out is, how do you feel about porn?
And it's funny because Adam only works with charities that lie. So that's going to be a really
Perfection.
I only work
yeah.
with porn charities.
Who lie?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about lying?
I mean, I don't love it. Obviously, I don't like being lied to, but I think there are situations where lying is sort of the respectful thing
Oh.
to do, even if maybe not so much lying, but just not being honest in a conversation and not saying what you really want to say in a conversation.
Ooh, it's very Machiavelli.
Well, it's like a good example. I was at a bar in Wisconsin a few months ago, maybe even a year ago.
as most people do when they're in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Most of my family lives there.
It's either baseball games, cheese places, or bars, right?
Bars,
and
yeah.
I've never been, but I just
And if you're
assume-
ever touring through Wisconsin, cheese places have the cleanest bathrooms.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably because
Oh,
all the employees are too stopped up.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was
with
thinking.
shit.
Just it's certainly free of of free flowing.
Everyone gets it.
Yeah.
But
Everyone gets it. No, I want to go more in detail about the shit at a cheese shop.
I was at a bar in Wisconsin, and the bartender, somehow we got to talking about the media and news, and I'm in Wisconsin, and I'm not trying to have the Trump conversation in that moment, and he brings up Ferguson and Michael Brown and starts saying like,
Oh, boy.
well, I heard like maybe he was moving his arm in a funny way, and I could have spent the next 45 minutes arguing with this dude and ignoring my plate of mozzarella sticks, and instead I was just like, yeah, I haven't heard anything about it, man.
That's priorities right there.
Yeah, because I get there's a time and a place for the argument, and that it felt like it was obviously a lie for me to say, well, I don't know, I haven't fucking looked into it.
In
Go
the
on.
interest of being fully honest right now, my face is on fire. My face is burning
Why is your face burning?
because John and I thought it would be interesting a couple of weeks ago to eat a Reaper pepper. And
Did you
try
have
and
it still on
put-
microphone?
It's still on my microphone, and now my whole face is burning. My whole face.
That's so bad.
Yes, and I'm like, I want to listen to what you were saying, but I feel like someone put.
Why
a
are you rubbing the
cigarette-
microphone on your forehead?
Oh, because I figured let's just go all the way. Let's just get it over with.
See, that's the whole thing. Is the truth subjective?
I think so too.
You know, I think growing up, my parents are always like, "There's three sides to every story," and my dad's a pathological liar.
I've heard you say that.
He is.
Why do
He
you
just
say
he
that?
just like makes shit up. Like I don't know. I know a few people like that who they would just like for no reason just make something up.
like a story, or like trying to convince you that that's their life.
Just like for no reason. Like, oh man, I went out today, had a couple cheeseburgers, but they never had the cheeseburgers. It's like why, it's just like tiny little. I don't know why
Yeah.
people like. Is it if it's some kind of form of like sick embellishment where they just like, or a compensation?
I had a friend like that in South Dakota. The most
Man, you've really been all over the world.
Yeah, he's lived
Wisconsin, South Dakota.
Illinois. I've lived everywhere. Feels like I've lived everywhere, yeah. Really full and complete travel life. I had a friend in South Dakota who did that, who just added like weird little embellishments to her stories. Like one time she told us her father won a Nobel Peace Prize for his writing with the Kansas City Star newspaper.
What, that,
You know you can Google this shit, right?
And I
yeah.
did.
And you also
And-
know that's a Pulitzer at best.
yeah. What it was the paper as a whole won a Pulitzer for their coverage of this walkway collapse that happened at a hotel in Kansas City. And somehow that became my father won a Nobel Peace Prize. Like,
Weird.
I don't know, especially once you got, like you said, like Google exists now. Like once we got into the internet era, I don't know how there are people out there that still keep that up.
Okay, let me ask you a question. How do you like? Where do you stand?
On my feet.
Where do you stand?
That was a really good joke, Travis.
in regards to, hiding the truth.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
So it is it is subject. You think that truth can be?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've done podcast. I do a lot of podcasts, and there have been a few podcasts that I've started and gotten 5 or 6 episodes into, and I'm just like, I cannot work with this person
Right.
ever again. But I'm not gonna sit a person down and be like, look, I don't like being in a room with you, and it makes me unhappy. So what I might sit them down and say is, I feel like we're going in different directions with this podcast and with the ideas we're having, and we should probably just cut it short.
What
Hold on.
direction are you going?
we-
Not the one that
Yeah.
includes you.
I feel like I'm going the direction where I stay here, and you're going the direction where the door is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can take your podcast with you.
Wow. We haven't had that talk.
No,
Okay.
there have been
Okay.
like 2.
Travis,
it's rare.
I hope
but-
you.
Oh,
I bet you're
no.
wondering why we brought you here today.
How did I not see this?
Have you ever lied? You've lied. Everybody's lied.
I lie
Everyone's
whenever I
lied.
say nice to meet you.
Yeah, I've told some fibs.
Oh my God, I try to be honest and forthcoming. I definitely put effort into it, but I don't think at least Western society is set up for that, or at least not Los Angeles society. Everything here is a lie. Everything here is at least a narrative that you want to project to a certain way. If you showed up someplace and you'd be like, this is the only show I'm doing all month, you're never going to get booked again.
Right.
So you have to just be like, oh, it's great. Oh, I'm real busy. You know, you have to keep that thing going.
That's like, on the red carpet, they always ask actors, what are you up to right now? It's like, oh, I got some stuff in the mix. Can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it. Yeah. Got an NDA. Not a damn thing.
One of my favorite lie stories happened with my old roommate Katie Kalecki. I don't think you've ever met Katie.
I have not.
Another Chicago girl she's from Downers Grove.
Oh, nice.
But her dad was like a big shot in the FBI, or
so she says.
But listen to this. So she had a party while her parents were out of town one time.
Okay.
And then the parents came back and the house was cleaned. And the dad says, "Did you have a party?" And Katie says, "No. I just give people over." Well, yeah, I had my 2 friends came over. That was it. And the dad left it at that. And the next day, Katie came down from her bedroom in the kitchen table, and there were 9 different kinds of cigarette butts just lined up on the counter. Just like so smart. Like he went out and found every different kind of cigarette there was and lined them up on the counter.
That's like some Meet the Fockers kind of shit, you know? That, like, don't fuck with an FBI
you won't
they
win.
know. You're not, And imagine if you did beat them. That means you are a sociopath for sure.
So for sure.
Yeah.
And where did he get the cigarette butts from?
In like the garden and shit, like under, like people were just like, he walked around the house and
he planted them.
Couldn't he just
he perused the perimeter.
And he could have just left them and like walked her out there to like, here's one, here's one, here's one.
And you know what? He didn't even bring it up to her. She just came down and saw them on the table, and that was like,
wow.
Like, I see you.
What was the conversation? Do you know?
I don't think it matters.
I think it does because like
that's creepy.
It's just it's like I know everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I worked for a different a website at one point, and the podcast I do was part of that website. And I made a joke that my boss never listens to my podcast, and he never like wrote and said, "Yeah, I do." But that night, he suggested a song on Spotify from a rapper that we had been talking about.
Oh wow!
On that podcast.
Oh, that is some passive.
That's either like that's either like a fucking giant coincidence.
No.
Or it's
it was weird. And it's like, just tell me, yeah, I do listen to your podcast, man. And I don't know if that was him trying to be like stealth and funny about it, because he's not a funny dude, or if it was, I don't know. I've never really gotten what the intent was there.
So what would you say in your life to this date? What would you what are some of the ATB's top lies you've told?
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Put me
it's
on
hard
the
to go
spot.
rank them, right? Yeah.
I'm 5'10". That's probably one. I think it's closer to 5'9", probably, if that.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Big lies. Well,
did you ever get caught in like a web of your own lies, like where you really got busted?
Not really in a web of lies. I've been caught shoplifting a couple times.
Well, that's not lying. That's just robbery.
Yeah, well, that's just a crime.
It's just stealing.
But isn't stealing just lying with a little more intent?
Lying with a product.
Yeah, exactly.
I got caught trying to leave work early once. I went in and like gouged around in my eye to make it look like I had pink eye, and then told my boss I had to get on a bus by a certain time or else I wouldn't be able to make it to this urgent care to go see a doctor, and my eye was obviously fucked up. And my boss apparently watched from a window high above
as you were thumping your own eye.
As instead of leaving and getting on this emergency bus, the only one that could take me to fix my shit, I just got in a car and fucking drove off. And the next day I came in to get my check, and she was like, "You lied to me. You lied.
Wow.
You let me down."
Yeah. But that was fine. It was a telemarketing job. Who
so fuck 'em.
cares?
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
I worked with a bunch of pedophiles. It was insane.
Well, okay. I didn't. Is that who calls my house?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's probably worse
I'm
now.
sorry. Did you say you worked with a bunch of pedophiles?
That's what he said.
I did work with a few. Yeah. I worked with a lot of
like at different times, or like they were all there at the same time?
just all at the telemarketing
and
place.
unrepentant,
Wow.
or like
No, they had been convicted and were on lists.
Like
now.
registered sex offenders.
Right.
Yeah.
not active.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I wasn't a child at the time.
Their jerseys are retired. They hung up their jerseys.
Funny thing, all of their jerseys never go over 18. They're always under.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow. That's
What?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
You know what? That was a slow burn. That was a slow burn, but I kind of liked where it developed.
Thank you.
You know what I love? I love when kids lie.
Kids are so bad at
They're
it.
just fucking
Yeah.
idiots.
They haven't figured it out yet.
I remember like I was in kindergarten and I just always like I felt like I just needed attention or something like that. And I told my teacher, because all these kids would talk about their stuff with their families and all that stuff. And I told her, Miss Daly, Daisy Daly,
Daisy
at
Daly.
Mark Sheridan Academy in
There's
kindergarten.
no way that's not really a porn lady.
Yeah. Daisy Daly.
She was an older African American lady, and her name was Daisy Daly.
Not who I was picturing.
Travis stands by his comment.
No, I've seen her work. Yeah.
And I remember I told her, she's like, "Do you guys do anything fun this weekend?" Everybody's raising their hand, and I was like, "We went to the beach and it was amazing." And it was like February in Chicago, but I just failed to like connect those two dots. That it was like 20 below zero, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we went to the beach. It was so much fun." She's like, "Yeah, I don't think you went to the beach this weekend, but."
I'm just remembering a lie I told like in not even kindergarten, like preschool. And I might be a sociopath now that I think about it. I think I've told this story on the show before, but there was this kid who was mean to me. He was always really mean to me, and he was always in trouble for biting people. And
He was a biter.
Yeah, he was a biter. And he did something to me. I think he like stole my juice box or lunch or whatever it was.
That's grounds for a beating.
Well, what
Yeah.
I did is I put my own arm in my mouth and I bit down as hard as I could, made teeth marks on my arm, and went to the teacher and said, "He bit me."
Wow.
And they were
Oh,
like,
you
"We
flopped.
told you not to bite people anymore." He's like, "I didn't." And he got in so much trouble.
That's pretty maniacal.
Yeah, that's
and I was like 4, maybe 5.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some high level thinking for a
That's
4-year-old.
that's very advanced
Wow.
fibbing.
I'm like, I don't like you. I
I
know
would
what
have
you get in trouble
peed
for.
on the kid or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, I might have done that too. I don't.
You've
I'm not.
peed on someone before?
Oh, do I have to be honest about? Do I ever?
This is the trust tree right now.
I have, and I got caught in a lie over that.
See? It's all coming out. We're peeling the onion, guys. We're peeling the onion.
Well, I'll tell my pee story real quick. It does not paint me as a hero. It paints me as a villain. So
Paints
put
you as a
that out
pisser.
there. Yeah, paints me as a pisser. I was dating. I was close to being a legal adult at this point. I was around 17, I think, and I was.
He's like, I was like 24.
That's what I was dating this girl, and I was on top of her, like tickling her, and she was like, "Stop," and I just start laughing, and she's like, "Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, "Because I'm peeing through my pants on you." Yeah, that does not.
Sounds brutally honest.
Yeah, it does. And the subjective truth of that is that I'm a shitty person, or was a shitty teenager.
Wait, you did this intentionally?
I did it intentionally. Yeah, because
I was going to be like, because usually when you tickle someone, they start to pee.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was not a normal person growing up. I was very strange, and I don't know why I thought that was funny, but I thought that was hilarious at the time.
Yeah, and then you have pissy pants.
Yeah, well, but I was at my house, so I could change my clothes, whereas she was not. So we could edit this part out. I don't need to keep that in.
Nope.
Shit.
Tell me, and you got caught in the lie while you peed on somebody.
I was a kid. I was in grade school.
Can I amend my story? I was a kid.
Well, you were 17.
He's learning from your mistakes.
I don't remember. I must have been in 2nd or 3rd grade, probably maybe even 1st grade. I had to be young to have just wanted to. I was standing at the urinal, and a friend of mine, I don't remember who the fuck it was, walks up next to me, and I just turned and started pissing on his leg because it felt like a funny thing to do.
There is something funny about it. I don't know what it is, but there is something funny about it.
And he threatened to tell on me like a little snitch. And
fuck that kid.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's when you shivved him.
Take that piss on your leg like a man, kid. And I happened, for some reason, I had 2 of these black pens that had a digital clock.
Oh yeah, I know them well. Yeah, dude.
And
right.
I had been carrying them around with me because at that time, when you're a kid and you have a black and gold pen with a clock in it, you feel like the coolest person on earth.
For sure.
Who is the guy from Gordon Gekko. You feel like Gordon
Right.
Gekko.
The only thing cooler than that was the calculator watch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And to keep this kid from telling on me, I gave him one of these pens.
And then you said he stole it.
No, I got home, and my parents were like, so you only have one of these pens now. Where's the other pen? And I was like, I was playing with it in the bathroom, and I dropped it, and it fell out the window. And they were like, no, actually, your friend has it because you peed on his leg.
Ooh.
So this motherfucker took my... Can I cuss?
Yes.
This motherfucker took my pen and still went and told on me for pissing on his leg.
In my version of the story, he wrote that note to your parents.
In the pen. Fuck that kid, man.
I know. I hope all his dreams have gone down in flames.
What was his name? Let's
by
call him
now.
out.
I don't remember. I just remember he was
Are you lying right
Angie-
now? You remember
no,
his name.
he was Angie, censor her last name out, brother. What was that fucking kid's name? I don't know.
I guarantee you
Who
somewhere
knows?
he's paying somebody a bunch of money to piss on him.
Probably.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Oh, yeah.
probably-
He's
for
like
sure.
into it.
Yeah, it's full on a thing now. He's like, this was a source of shame when I was a child, but now it's the only way I come.
But it's his
Yeah.
fault because he gifted him something.
Yeah. Oh, he's
I
like,
gave him that pen.
You gave him a
bribed
pen.
this kid.
that
No,
fucker, he still has that pin, and he gives it to whatever dominatrix pisses on him, and it's like,
Yeah.
when you're done, you have to
It's
give me this and tell me to be quiet.
It's frozen at the time I pissed on him. So it's had batteries this whole time. It's just
Frozen
not
in
moving.
piss. Frozen in piss.
Oh, it's amazing.
So with the truth being subjective.
Wait, have you ever peed on anybody?
No.
Have you ever
Why
lied?
not?
Yeah.
Come on. Me and Travis have.
Yeah.
Um,
Fun. Join the club, dude.
I think. Well, no. I mean, I've peed on like.
Join the Yellow Raiders.
I'm sure I've like when I was like a really young kid, and like pissed in bed with like if I was in bed with like my mom or something like that, like take
Wait, what?
like when you're like a
You
kid,
take
like
the
3
heat
years,
for your mom
like when you're
she
like 3
pisses
years
the
old
bed?
and you're like sleeping in your parents' bed, and you like pissed the bed.
Okay.
I definitely pissed the bed in my parents' bed more than a handful.
Oh,
of
I've
times.
peed as a full-on grown-up.
Oh, I have too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you're like, swimming in this lake is so warm. And
But
then
you
you're
know
like,
what else? Also,
What?
I have had the dream. You know the dream when the pee
Oh,
dream.
sure.
But I haven't peed, and I really woke up thinking I dodged a bullet. You have the pee dream. You start peeing in your dream.
Oh, in your dream. Yeah.
So usually when you pee in your dream, you piss the bed.
Right.
But I've had the pee dream and didn't piss my bed.
But you shit the bed. Really dodged a bullet on this. Could have been worse. I could have peed.
Yeah, that was always a good one. Like woke up, I was like, whew, that was a close one.
I've been caught in a few lies. None of them have ended well.
Yeah, they don't usually.
They don't end well.
They don't.
You usually end up like having to apologize for like the better part of a decade.
So you lied to women.
Yep. That's affirmative. That's true.
Yeah, I tend to think like honesty is the best policy, And even if I do something that's kind of shitty, I just like own up to it.
You know what I wish?
Yeah.
I was
though?
like, look, yeah, I fucking did it. Like, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I did it. You know what? I'm not going to lie about
I
it.
wish pleading the fifth worked in social situations.
Oh, that'd be great.
Where you could just be like, I'd rather not. I just don't want to say anything, and have it be dropped. Because I feel like the second you go, I don't want to talk about that, most people keep pushing on it.
Did you do this? I declined to answer on the grounds that I'm incriminating myself.
and you must assume my innocence.
I used to lie to my girlfriends about drinking. Like there were, one in particular, because she was such an asshole about me drinking. Like she never wanted me drinking, and drinking is cool and fun, and I like to do it.
Yeah.
And I
You
would
hear that, kids? Drop out of school, pick up a drink.
And we went out one night, and I told her I was just drinking tonic water, and I was drinking vodka tonics, and she actually tasted my drink at one point and was like, "Okay," and
she didn't notice.
She didn't taste the vodka, so I was like, "Well, we're off to the races now. I'm going to drink 75 vodka tonics before we leave."
We're off to the races.
Does she just think that tonic water tastes?
It does. Well,
It does
tonic water
does camouflage the taste of
Does it?
Yeah.
And so I drank maybe 8 vodka tonics, and I hadn't been drinking for a long time up to this point.
I have a quick question though.
Okay.
How are you ordering?
This is the
these?
place for it.
Yes, I know. True.
I was going up to the bar
Okay.
and ordering her drinks and then just ordering mine.
I didn't know if someone was coming to the table. And
Yeah.
You're like, I'll have a vodka.
Well, and
Tonic, please, for here.
see, I'm also thinking like as you're ordering hers, you're like ordering her doubles, and you're like getting singles, so she gets more fucked up than you, and then you can be mad at her for getting so wasted.
And the way I got caught in that lie, I figured when we were going home, I was like, well, I have a little more room in me for more alcohol. And I knew we were stopping at a gas station. So
It's like Jell-O. There's
My-
always room.
Always room for more.
my really great idea was to buy a can of Four Loko and smuggle it in the house and then chug it while I was in
You
the bathroom.
got greedy.
Yeah.
You
And
got greedy.
I did that. I got the Four Loko in the bathroom. I chugged it. I threw it away where I thought she wouldn't find it until the next day. Went out in the kitchen to talk to her and just projectile vomited Four Loko all over the kitchen.
Oh,
And
God.
Her first question was, "Have you been drinking?" Yes.
Just this Four
Obviously.
Loko, though. Yeah, just the Four
Obviously,
Loko.
I've been drinking.
So you didn't really
You
lie
win.
about it.
I lied.
You just hid the truth.
Yeah. I mean, well, when
Ooh,
she asked
what's
if I
the
was,
difference.
Well, he didn't say he wasn't drinking. Oh, I guess you did lie. You did say
Yeah.
you were just drinking.
yeah, I said I was drinking just tonic water. Which,
Yeah.
what kind of psychopath?
And
That's
is, yeah,
like
Would
serial
go to the
killers.
ba- yeah.
Yeah.
That's who drinks tonic
insane.
water.
and is truth by omission a lie? Like if you're omitting parts of the truth, is that a lie? How do you? How do we come down on that? Let's solve it for everybody.
No, that's called lawyering.
In a courtroom, yes, but if you came to me and you smashed this microphone, right, and you did it on purpose, and you're like, the mic's all messed up, and that's all you told me.
If you asked me how it happened and I said I don't know, that is a lie.
That's a lie. But if you're just like, the mics are messed up, that's I mean, first, I don't know. That's a terrible example.
Yeah, it's a horrible
Yes, it's a
example.
really-
It's like, that's what you came up with.
Look, my face is still on fire. There's Reaper dust all over me.
Yeah.
But there is that thing of truth. What is it? Lie by omission. What is there's a saying, right? Something like
Truth by omission of lying.
omitting things is
lies.
still
To, yeah.
yeah,
I don't-
omitting the lie to tell the truth is still a thing.
I think that's it.
That's the
I think
thing.
you got
I think
it.
you nailed
Yeah, that's in the
Yeah.
Bible. If
I
you
think
read
you
the
nailed it.
Bible, yeah.
I like, and also to go back to like the original question, I think that like sometimes it's okay to just not tell someone. It's better off. Things are better off unsaid.
I guess it sounds like we're all agreeing that if it involves urine or someone's feelings, it's okay to lie.
Well,
Correct.
I also come from the school of thought where it's like, don't ask me questions you don't want to know the answer to. You know?
Well, but that's with someone that you know well. Like if someone just that you didn't know asked you a question that was maybe probing, would you unload on them?
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't understand why someone would ask me a really deep question if I don't know them.
You just have that face, man. You just have that like
Like my mom was like, my mom's asked me before. She's like, Jonathan, have you ever smoked weed? And I'll be like, don't ask me questions you don't know the answer to.
Mm.
You know?
and I live in a state where it's totally legal.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
And like as a comic, I feel like I tell lies all the
That's
time at
all we
shows.
do. Yeah.
Just
Like-
for the benefit of a joke.
Well, not just for for jokes, definitely. Like, oh, yeah, I was watching this documentary yesterday. I was watching it 2.5 years ago
Right.
when I wrote the joke. But also, like, I've done a lot of shows that were horrible shows that I wish I wasn't booked on. But I'm not gonna get off stage and go, it's a fucking terrible show and I had a terrible time.
Right.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I had a great time. Thanks for having me on the show.
Or how many times have you gone up to somebody that you just want to be kind to and gone, great set, when it was not a great
Right,
set.
right.
It was just something that you're like, this is what I'm supposed to say to be kind.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if that's necessarily good. I do it. Like,
Yeah.
So-
I do it, and I feel like people know. They're
Yeah.
like, it was not.
Here's the thing.
I
think-
got called out on it once.
I think there's two different avenues here. I think it's one thing if you just say that unsolicited and you're like, hey, great job. But if they ask you, you got to be honest.
No, comics never really ask. I don't know a comic. who
Like, what'd you guys
asks.
think of that? I'd be like,
Yeah, someone will ask about a joke, but like a set, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had anybody ask me about their whole set.
I'm usually, if someone asks me something, I have a hard time like lying. I have to I'm
Yeah.
like Larry David. Like for example, me and Melissa's my fiance. We went to we were driving back from like Santa Barbara or something like that. I'd never been to is it a Red Robin?
Oh God!
Yes.
I'd never been to a Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Yum.
And
There it
that's
is.
how you know it's a good marketing campaign.
So I ordered this burger, ordered a burger and fries, and it came out.
Uh-huh.
And I ate it. And as we were leaving, there was like this like high school girl who was like the host, and she holds the door open and she goes, "How was everything?" And I said, "Not great." And she was just like, and Melissa's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that." And I was like, I would be doing them a disservice if I told them it was a good burger when it was shitty. You know, it was
feel
cold.
like, yeah.
The fries were soggy. It was not great.
I do feel like they should change their marketing campaign to Red Robin, not great.
Yum. It was
Red
but it's like,
Robin.
I think here's the thing. I think people in society get too fucking complacent, thinking that like people are just going to be nice, and they like don't ask the question if you aren't prepared for the answer.
That's true. I would agree with that.
I don't know if I'd extend that to retail and fast food employees, but
Like the girl making like $6 an hour, and like the freshman in high school.
yeah, I'd at least be like, "You were great. The food was terrible."
You know what? And I should have said that. I should have said, you're lovely, but the fucking chef needs to go.
Yeah. You're awesome. This place is a disaster. You can do better.
Yeah.
That's what you should have said.
How would you feel about lying to kids?
Oh, that's all
Kids
we
are
do.
born to be lied
That's
to.
all. That's,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Like that's where you work on your material.
No.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you lie to a kid?
Oh my God, you can grow up and be anything you want. You're
Yeah.
special. We lie to children from the get-go.
Santa Tooth Fairy.
Claus, Tooth Fairy.
Sorry
Yeah.
if there's any kids listening to this show.
Yeah, sorry. Like, legitimately sorry.
Well, I didn't want to blow the whole Santa Claus thing.
Santa is a magical man, and he's
Thank
great,
you.
and he's
There you go.
wonderful. And if
Not real.
Shit.
Fake news.
I don't.
Fake news? No, I'm just picturing Trump trying to take credit for Santa. I give a lot of presents. There's nobody. The fake news will not report
You know,
it.
I this is so I can't believe I'm talking about this right now. But I watch my niece. I have a niece that lives in Tarzana, and she asked me, and I had a hard time answering this. And I really had to kind of just withdraw from the conversation. But she asked me recently if I believe in God.
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm an atheist.
Yeah.
so the answer is no.
But how do you tell a girl, like, how do you tell an 8-year-old girl this who, like, goes to church and she's completely happy and stuff like that? I'm not going to get into some philosophical debate with an 8-year-old about whether or not there is a God.
You go, religion's a personal choice.
That's
And
kind of what I
different
did. That's
people
kind of what I
believe
did.
in
Yeah.
different things.
That's kind of what I did.
Yeah.
You want to have fun, you say yes. Now it's hell that I take question with. Let's talk about that, kid.
Do you have nieces or nephews or anything like that?
I have a kid.
Oh, you have a kid?
I have a kid who he has Fragile X syndrome, which is a form of autism. So he is old, but and I'm bringing this up because I had to lie to him very recently.
How old is your kid?
He is 23.
No way.
What year is it? It's
2018.
It is 2018. He is 24.
Holy shit, dude. You look great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was. I was 18 when he was born.
Okay.
So he's. I was very young, and now he's old, and so
Wait, 24 is old. Oh no.
It's
so
kind. It's you know.
It's an adult. It's it's a grown up.
he's old, but he has not old, obviously. He's still like prime athlete age or
Yeah.
whatever. Like sportscasters wouldn't call him old like they do 32-year-olds who
Right.
play football.
Yeah.
It's a different conversation. But he so he has some learning disabilities and things. And he sent me a text message the other day. Clearly he's not being taught sound internet and phone security, because he sent me a link to some shady website and was like, "Dad, put this on your phone so I can send you a video message."
Oh no.
And I was like, "Will do, son." I'm never going to fucking do that because then Russia will have access to my phone or something.
All right, aces, kiddo.
But I also didn't want to text him and get into that. No, actually, you need to be practicing better phone security.
Is he live on his own?
He lives in Indianapolis with
is
his mother.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So
Yeah.
that was the end. He didn't bring it back up again.
No.
So what are you
But-
gonna do when he asks if you got the video he sent you?
I'm just going to keep lying to him.
It was great when you did the.
Or no,
thing.
I'll just keep saying, yeah, I've been busy. I haven't had a chance to put it
Oh,
on
my
there.
phone's all messed up.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, I was about to and I dropped my phone. Oh, no.
I was in the bathroom. I dropped my phone out the window.
And no, you didn't. You peed on your friend and you gave him your phone.
Yeah, I will just continue lying to him.
Yeah.
If his mom can't shore up his phone security, That's her loss,
Have you
man.
have you ever had a lie that you still have stuck to after like that one that like those lies where it's just like that never happened, even though it did. Like the one lie like you still stick to it.
Like Steve Ranazizi being present in the Twin Towers on 9/11.
He gave that one up eventually.
Yeah, he copped to it.
Yeah.
Dude, he was doing Roast Battle, the TV show up in Just for Laughs the year I was up there. And he tried to make a joke about Beth Stelling, who's this female comic who broke this story about how she was in an abusive relationship. And he tried to make a joke about that to her current boyfriend. And it did not go over well.
Oh, no?
Yeah, it didn't go well. And so he goes, wow, Steve, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give that a ground 0.
Oh, my God. Ouch.
And it was like, there's no coming back from that one. No coming back.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Wow.
Do you know that story about Steve?
Yeah. I know Steve.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, although last time I talked to him, he like had no idea who I was, which is comical.
Well, because it was 9/11 and everyone was under a lot of stress.
Yeah, like I've hung out with him like many times, and he introduced me as like Tim. Like I was like at the Improv, like watching a comedy show. It's like Tim. He's like, this is my buddy Tim, and I was like, Jonathan, nice to see you again.
Yeah. Wait, have I been calling you the wrong name this whole time?
No, you got it right, Trev.
Okay.
You got it right.
What is a lie that I keep telling other than that comedy is going great? It's a lie I keep telling myself. It's going great. It's going great. It's really good. I don't know if I have one that I publicly. I've really kind of tried to whittle away the shit that is bullshit in my life.
I just think it's better to just tell the truth and
it's
have
less
someone
stressful.
Yeah, absolutely. And you don't have to go, shit, what did I tell this person?
Yeah,
Like there's none of that anymore. Where there's a lot of times like, oh, right, they think I've been abducted by aliens. They think, I did that a lot growing up. Oh, they think I'm haunted by a ghost.
They think I have a British accent.
I did do that for a while.
No, you did not.
I did.
Oh my God, you Madonna.
Did do that.
You Madonna.
But I was really young. I was like, first couple of years of high school and figured out I could do what I thought was a good accent. And so then I would just go places and talk that way. And everyone was like, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do that too. Like, I actually was doing that in Vegas recently with, I have a magician buddy who's from Australia, and we walked around to all these other people, and he said, we had this whole bit about how one of us was lying.
Look, Vegas is a city of lies.
Well, no, it was like a bit. We were like using it.
I know, but when you go there, you can have a whole new origin story. Like nothing there has to be truthful.
Yeah.
That is.
No, but when you God damn it, my headphone popped up.
Within the city borders of, I'd say, Vegas or even Reno, there are no truth. It's its own fictional bubble.
When you were saying you with the British accent thing, I thought you meant like you even kept it up like around your parents.
Oh no!
That's why I said you Madonna. I thought you like actually like took on this British persona. I was like, hello,
Yeah, to my mom, to me mum and me dad,
to me mum and me pop.
I'm adopted. I am. I would say to them.
I actually did do that once, and I picked up a girl. I pretended to be an Australian guy. Is
Aussie your go-to?
That's an easy one for me.
Okay.
I had to learn it for like this role, and I pretended to be an Australian, and this girl was all into it. And at the end, I was like, I have something to tell you. And she's like, what? And I was like, I'm from Chicago. And I broke the accent. She thought it was hysterical. We went on a date.
And
that was it.
That's it. All right.
Yep, one date.
Adam, you got any go-to accents to picking up women?
Peorian.
No, my fun thing to pick up women when if I was out with a group of 2 or more dudes, and we would do this all the time, like in the Midwest, in South Dakota or Wisconsin, especially.
You really keep going back to South Dakota and Wisconsin.
Well, that's where I've had all my fun. I was old by the time I moved out here, and just
you lived in those places.
Yeah.
I missed that part. I thought that was like
I
just like your frequent places.
No, I lived in South Dakota for 10 years.
Okay, that's what I'm missing. I just thought you like loved South Dakota and Wisconsin.
Oh no, South Dakota's the fucking worst. But we would just tell girls we were in a band and just make up an absurd band name.
That's great.
Love it.
And our go-to was Homeless Moses.
Homeless Moses.
Because I was going to a show at first.
It's actually a great fucking name.
Yeah.
Well, it's an actual band. I mean, I'm sure they're all dead of heroin overdoses by now, but I was.
Maybe they made it to the promised land.
I was going to a show at First Avenue in Minneapolis, and there's a second club at First Avenue called 7th Street Entry. And when you're lined up to go into First Avenue, you see 7th Street Entry and all the bands playing there. And there was a band called Homeless Moses. And I was like, I want to just go see Homeless Moses. That's the greatest band name. And we just spent the rest of the night telling people we were in a band called Homeless Moses. And we did not pick up any women that night, but we did get chased into an elevator by 2 homeless women who we had told.
Did they take offense to it?
No, they really wanted to hang out.
Oh, that's so funny.
They followed us into the
What I find even
hotel.
funnier is that you were trying to pick up homeless women.
No, by that point, by that point, we were just telling the story to everyone who would
But
listen. Yeah.
at that point, you are literally a homeless Moses.
I was.
You
yes.
are leading the homeless away.
I was
from
their
the
house.
desert.
maybe
out of the desert.
Maybe that's the cue they took from it.
It has to be it.
Oh, boy. Should we review?
To review.
Check out my band, Homeless Moses.
Check out Homeless Moses. They are still apparently homeless and Mosesy.
Peeing on people could be fun until you get caught.
Yeah, so you're definitely going to have to lie about that one.
Lying to kids. That's where you work on your material.
Lying to kids is just having a kid.
Yeah.
The truth is subjective, and it should always be in your favor.
Absolutely.
I think so.
Pens with digital clocks are awesome.
Right. And they freeze in time when you pee on someone.
Yes.
And if you find that narc who got mine,
I want it back.
piss on that son of a bitch.
And then charge him a hefty fee.
Yeah.
'Cause it's for sure his kink.
Stab him with that pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think you're the only person that peed on him?
Probably not now, but I'm the one who owns him because
Right.
I did it first.
Right.
Yeah. He's mine.
Your musk is on him.
He's mine. He's
been marked.
Yeah. If he walked in the room right now, I bet my nose would perk up.
Yeah. And you just start
That's
barking
him.
and growling at him. Like, this is
Smell me
super-
on his legs still.
You are mine. Everybody, check out Unpopular Opinion, Unpops. Adam hosts a whole mess of great shows on that network. You'll hear me on a couple of them. You'll hear a bunch of other great LA comics. All kinds of different takes on the world. Everything from true crime to conspiracies to pop culture stuff to profiles and eccentricities
Yes.
and music and culture things.
We do it all.
I'm super happy that you're happy with another guy.
I'd be lying if I said that didn't make me feel happy.
Adam, how about you give us your socials?
At Adam Tod Brown, that's Todd with 1 D, on Twitter and Instagram, and don't fuck with me on Facebook. I
Don't fuck with it on Facebook.
I still have
I
one.
deleted it. I am at Sadowski23 on Instagram and Twitter.
I am at Mr. Travis Clark on both of those as well. The show is at Quick Q Pod. At us on all of the things. Rate and review us.
Please rate and review
Yeah,
us.
we've got to start reading some of the ones. We've got some really good ones that have come in lately. We'll
Yeah, for
start
sure.
reading them at the end of the show. And Adam, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you
for
very
having
much.
me. I appreciate it.
And until next time, go pee on a friend.
Quick question.